Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Metal and Beyond. This is a series I started a while back that's really based on giving you some encouragement and inspiration. And this is just something I like to come on here and do every now and then because I feel like it's the right thing to do. And hey, it's pretty cool. We're kind of sitting down chatting right now, having coffee. Well, actually, this is water. And we're just inspiring one another. We're encouraging one another to do good things with our lives and help one another out. So that's what this series is all about. Today, I want to give you two things that you can do every single morning, and this will really set the tone, no pun intended. Of course, I use that tone pun now in just about every video. You guys are gonna get tired of that. Maybe I'll have a shirt, set the tone. Set your tone, something like that. Anyway, off topic. I want to give you two things though that you can do every single morning that will set the tone for the rest of your day. And this is going to help you have an awesome day, even if that day turns out to be a non-awesome day, because we know sometimes non-awesome, aka crappy things can happen throughout the day to throw us off course, to throw our mind off track and just get us down. And this is relevant in any time, but I think this conversation is extremely relevant right now. I'm filming this, by the way, in December 2020, and even for those that watch this, way later, years to come, you're going to look back and you're going to say, man, yeah, 2020, that was quite a year. That was a pretty crappy year. These two things, though, are very simple and is something that I've really started trying to practice. One of them I've been practicing for a long time, and you guys may already know what that is, but the very first thing that I started doing over this past year when I get out of bed, and I don't always remember to do this, but I try, is as soon as I wake up, I immediately think about something and dwell on something, not just think about, but dwell on something that I'm extremely grateful for in my life. Now, for me, that's a person. And I just look over, before I even put my gym clothes on, that's part of my routine in the morning, I look over and I see my wife and I'm like, you know what? She's alive, she's sleeping, but breathing, and that's the most important person and most important thing in my life. And I have that, and I'm very grateful for that. So when I really, again, not just think about it, but take about a minute or so, or even just a few seconds, and dwell on that. Dwell on the fact that I am extremely grateful that I have this person in my life, that she's part of my life. And for me, there's really nothing else that can overshadow that. There's nothing that can overshadow the gratefulness I have for her being in my life. Now, for you, it may be your spouse, it may be your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, or it could, if you're single, it could be just a really close friend that you have. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I've got a small handful of just really close friends that I've been friends with for many, many years, and I'm grateful for those people as well. But I really just want you just to kind of narrow down one person so you don't get overwhelmed first thing in the morning. Just narrow down one person or one thing that you're grateful for and dwell on that as soon as you wake up. Because if you do that, again, you're setting the tone for the rest of your day to have that attitude of gratitude. I did not mean to rhyme. I was trying so hard not to rhyme, but it just happened. Perhaps that'll be another death metal song that we'll write together. Attitude of gratitude. Hey, that'd be pretty cool. I think we're on to something. Okay, so do that. Now, number two. And no, I'm not talking about going to do number two. Number two here that I want you to do. I want you to make this part of your routine. And you don't necessarily have to do what I do in the morning in this regard that I'm about to share. But what I want you to do is do some type of movement when you get out of bed. Now, I'm not talking about movement to go pee or to go walk to the fridge and get something to eat or drink. That's movement, yes. But what I want you to do is I want you to do some type of like an extremely intentional movement. Nothing that's going to hurt yourself because, again, you're just waking up here. But something like doing some dynamic stretching. And I'm not talking about like regular stretching. Dynamic stretching, for those of you who don't know, is when you're stretching but you're moving with that as well. And that's the type of stretching that you'd want to do first thing in the morning. Sometimes doing some light yoga could help. Even doing, and I'm going to kind of get Tony Robbins-ish on you here, doing some deep breathing exercises, because that really helps get rid of the toxins, doing some deep breathing exercises, that kind of thing helps. Sometimes you can just shake your arms, just move around. go for a light jog or something, or walk or whatever. Me, I go to the gym, and I said before, you don't necessarily have to do what I do, but I wake up at like, I think my alarm is set at 4:25 a.m. these days, and I'm usually in the gym before or right at 5 o'clock in the morning. So if your schedule allots for that, if you can do that, I strongly, no pun intended, strongly encourage you to go to the gym. And real quick, the cool thing about going to the gym first thing in the morning is, one, you're going to be the only crazy person in there waking up that early. Actually, my gym's pretty crowded in the morning. We got a lot of crazy people, I guess. But that being said, you're going to have more access to more equipment and that sort of thing. You don't have to worry about, like the evening crowd. If you guys go to the gym at like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., it is packed and you can't get to anything. Also, going in the morning, this again helps set your tone, and we're talking about tone a lot here. And speaking of that, I'm going to give you some metal. I always give you some metal at the end of these videos as well. It can't be just inspiration, it's got to be metal too, which that's inspirational as well. Anyway, do some type of movement though. And back to the gym, back to the morning workout. Almost got off track here. Back to the morning workout. It does set the tone for the rest of your day because you've done something really hard already first thing. You've done something hard. If you're going there to lift weights, or if you're more into something else like, boxing or martial arts or whatever you're into, you go do pretty much the toughest thing that you're going to do that day first thing in the morning. Pretty much anything you do after that is not going to be as tough mentally or physically as what you just did in the gym, or if you work out at home, whatever. So do that hard thing and really do that movement first thing in the morning. If you can't go to the gym, let me just go back real quick. If your schedule doesn't allow for that, if you have like a night shift or something like that, or if you have to wake up early, super early already to get your kids to school, or be at work early, or whatever the case may be, at least do some type of movement. That movement just sets your body in motion, and that's going to have that same impact in setting that tone for the rest of your day. You're just moving around, you're jumping around, you're getting those endorphins flowing a little bit and just getting the blood flowing. It's just, I wish I could explain to you the science behind it, but I don't remember what that is because I'm the guy that has to read the book about 3 times to get it, just being honest. But I know there is some science behind that about just getting your body in motion. So those 2 things, first thing in the morning, wake up with gratitude, wake up and be grateful immediately. Let that be the first thing you do. And then number 2, just get your body moving. Start moving, get some movement in there, get the blood flowing, get those endorphins, flowing, or however you say that, and just get moving. Those 2 things, I can almost promise you, in most cases, that's going to really help you have an awesome day that day. And even when things come up, you've already got that attitude of gratefulness. You've already done something, if you decide to work out in the morning, like I really suggest that you do, you've already done that really hard thing, that hard and tough thing. So it's like, okay, well, whatever's coming next I can handle because I've already tackled the gym. I've already lifted weights this morning. All right, guys, now you know what it's time for. Yes, it's time for some metal. Now real quick, I kind of cheated on the video you just saw. If you notice, I was wearing a different shirt. It's not really cheating, but usually when I do YouTube videos, especially ones like this, I film everything like kind of in one shot here. Like I'll do this, then I'll play guitar, blah, blah, blah. That video was actually one that I made the prior day, last night. And if you're on my Facebook and Instagram, you saw it. I think I put it on TikTok as well. I try not to be on too many social platforms because it just gets overwhelming. But anyway, so I put it on those platforms and I'm like, I want to put this on YouTube as well. So that's what you got. I hope you enjoyed that, by the way. That was just a tune that I put out there playing my 7-string. but I was trying my goal, and I know this is way off track from what we talked about earlier, but my goal with that specific song, and I just wrote that yesterday, it's just a little clip I wrote yesterday and then just decided to put it out there. That happens a lot, by the way, so I better save that so I remember it. But no, my goal was to play my 7-string guitar more like a 6-string and only use that B string, that heaviest string, kind of sparingly. And if you notice, I only kind of threw that in at the end of it there, at that last progression that I was playing. So that was kind of my goal. I'll talk more about that in another video if you guys want me to talk more about why when I play 7-string, I actually try to minimize the amount of time I play on that heaviest string possible. So that might be a video I do. If you guys want to know why I do that, just leave a comment. Also, again, this is part of my Metal and Beyond series. I've renamed this series a couple times, but I have a playlist for these types of videos. I'll put it up here at the end of the video here, and you guys can go that. This video is in the playlist, and you can see other videos. If you're looking for inspiration, encouragement, that's what these videos are for. That's what they're all about, to really help you and encourage all of us. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Until the next video, keep it metal.